What's going on, guys? It's Alex from RoofTentInsider.com, and I just got my first look at Smittybilt's hype video for the new Hardshell Overlander rooftop tent, and I am ecstatic about this. And I mean, the video was awesome. They showed off the tent, but they didn't give too many details. They didn't talk about the pricing, a lot of the features. It was just a brief overview. So this video is meant to kind of give you a more in-depth look at some of the different features and honestly why I'm so excited about it. I own a Smittybilt and they just dropped the Gen 2, about a month ago. And so this video that Smittybilt put out is just only like 48 hours old, and I wanted to put something out immediately just to give some advice for you guys, or just a better understanding of what you can kind of expect, because you're not gonna see any hands-on reviews for at least another few weeks, especially with how shipments have been going with COVID and everything. So that's what this video is all about. Now with that said, let's get right into it. The Smittybilt Overlander has really been probably the most popular entry-level rooftop tent just due to its very reasonable cost, and they're a quality manufacturer too, so you're not getting not a great tent that isn't worth the $1,000 give or take depending on where you buy it. This is insane. I cannot believe it. It's $2,199 for the Hardshell rooftop tent model, and if you've looked around at hard shells at all, for a decent one, you're probably looking at roughly $3,000, maybe a little bit less, but that is just insanely cheap. Now the tent itself is only 9 inches thick, and this is fantastic because it will reduce drag, which in theory will improve your fuel efficiency, or at least not have as big of a side effect on your fuel efficiency. So that is definitely a plus. And the shell itself is made out of an ABS plastic, which is very comparable to the industry standard for a lot of other plastic hardshell rooftop tents. So you'll see this used in power tools and Legos as well. So that's the kind of plastic you're working with, but it is very durable. And the hardshell on the Smittybilt is pretty interesting looking, to say the least, but I think they were going for aerodynamic design. So anything, as long as it's functional, I really don't care. And I do think it looks good. It doesn't look off-putting by any means, but it's definitely an interesting look. And another thing they touched on in the hype video was that it is ultra lightweight. And I think that is a insane understatement. This thing without the ladder is 94 pounds. That is just absurd. I mean, I think one of the lighter hardshell tents is probably from the iCamper Mini, which is 125 pounds. So this thing is insanely lightweight. And then with the ladder, maybe 10 pounds, give or take. So you're looking at about 104 pounds, and it is a telescoping ladder, which is fantastic. It has about a weight limit of 300 pounds. And then you just store that inside the tent, and it comes with the ladder bag and everything like that, so you don't get the inside of the tent dirty when you pack up camp. So I'm super excited about that. I really cannot believe how lightweight the tent is. I mean, it's pretty amazing what they were able to do. And when you get inside the tent, you're looking at a load rating of 661 pounds. And keep in mind that this tent is meant to just sleep 2 people. So it's not the biggest tent by any means, but if you're a solo camper, or you want to bring your dog along, or you're a couple, this tent is honestly probably perfect for you. And just again, that price is gonna be unbeatable if you want a hardshell rooftop tent, because it's so quick to pop up, since it does come with all of the industry standards like gas assisted struts. So the pop-up is just very easy, and then the breakdown time is really, really quick, and it has the standard locking mechanisms, so just some metal clamps to keep it shut, and that makes it super easy to close. Now talking a little bit more about the specs, it's very similar in respects to the other design, the Gen 2, which is the foldable model. You still have the 2-inch thick high density foam mattress, which I have the Gen 1, and it's plenty comfortable. You could probably add a mattress topper on there, but I really don't think it's necessary. So you have a solid mattress, which is always important. A crazy good 5-year warranty, which is really good peace of mind. So you don't have to worry about anything. As long as you don't overly damage it yourself, don't do anything crazy to it. If it's a natural, a manufacturer defect or anything of that nature, then it's gonna be covered. So a lot of peace of mind. You don't have to worry about, is it just a piece of crap tent because it's 2,200 bucks, or is it a good tent? And you don't have to worry about that with the warranty. And the material is the same, and the YKK zippers, which are just a heavy duty zipper, which is definitely a big complaint that a lot of people have with some less known rooftop tent brands, just because the zippers are, crucially important to getting in and out of your tent, opening the vents to get that proper ventilation. So it actually is kind of an important feature, so they didn't skip out there. And then to boot, they also added in an LED lantern, I know on like the Gen 2 Overlander, they have that LED strip, which I would have liked to see, but instead they added an LED lantern, and then they also lined the inside of the tent with a fabric, so it's not just the bare hard shell when you get in there. It looks a little bit nicer in my opinion, and I think they covered it with that gray material to kind of match the outside of the tent as well. They also included an anti-theft mechanism, which I love. I think you're gonna have to probably buy one anyway if you just go with any other hard shell rooftop tent. So for them to have the ability to just include it right off the rip, I think is super smart of them. And last but not least, the tent is just gonna be super quick to set up. I am so happy Smittybilt finally came out with that hard shell rooftop tent of their own. And I am really interested to see the reviews on it, but knowing Smittybilt and their track record, it is gonna be a quality tent. So I don't think you have to worry too much about that. It's gonna be awesome to see people actually using this thing on the road. I think this tent is gonna blow up just because of that price point. I mean, I really cannot get over it. I thought, okay, maybe 2,800 bucks, but 22 is just crazy. And if you're ordering it from 4 Wheel Parts, which more than likely you are because they kind of have an exclusive deal with Smittybilt, then you are gonna have to pay probably 150 bucks for shipping depending on where you are in the country. But nonetheless, it's vastly cheaper than any other hard shell on the market. And I think this one is gonna be really, really popular. So I'm excited to see people post their first hands-on review with it and everything like that, because I'm jealous and I hope to get one for myself sooner than later. With that said, if you guys found this video helpful, please throw a thumbs up. It helps the channel out a bunch. And if you could also subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that as well. We do all things rooftop tent related, tips, camping videos, you name it. We do all that kind of fun stuff. So if you guys enjoyed this video, again, subscribe and like. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on that next video.